Councillor Cluett, thank you so much for being on here today. We're really happy to have you on here representing Milton. Can you please provide us an update of what's happening in the town in response to COVID?
Well, as you know, Jessica, it's an ever-changing environment that we're dealing with. It's not just on a daily basis; it's almost on an hourly basis. So, the last stats that we've had so far from Halton Region is that there are 12 cases, confirmed cases here in Halton Region. Sadly, we've had one death of a Milton resident, and our hearts are broken with that, and our thoughts and prayers are obviously with the family and friends of that individual. And so far there's been 12. The last one confirmed was from Milton. It was a travel-related infection, but these numbers are going to continue to go up as more testing gets done. But we're doing, I think, the best we can here at Halton Region to flatten that curve.
And despite the tragedy and the new numbers and the social distancing instructions that have been coming out, there seems to be a lot of people still congregating.
It's mind-boggling, and it makes you shake your head a little bit. And I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible. But we had reports. I'm on the Conservation Halton Board of Directors, and we were receiving reports of literally hundreds of people going to our conservation parks, parking along Kelso Road, which is a no parking zone, congregating in the parks, using the fire pits, basically making a mess out of things, and putting at risk a lot of people's health, not only the residents but people who are still working there at the Conservation Halton parks.
I did see pictures too at other conservation parks with the parking lot completely full of cars.
And again, it's a head shaker. We're under a provincial state of emergency. We're asked to stay home as much as possible, only go out when it's absolutely necessary, and if we do, to maintain that social distance of 2 meters between people. And by and large, Miltonians are doing this, and people in Halton are doing this, but you see scenes like that, and we had reports of house parties going on a Saturday evening. So we can only continue to stress, and that's why we really appreciate your TV doing these interviews, and so we can get a message out and say, stay at home, and common sense should prevail. No more than 10 people should be congregating, and nobody should be having house parties. Playgrounds, we're putting up signs now to ask people to have their kids to stay off the playground equipment, because that's where this kind of virus can breed. Social distance, stay at home. There's so many things you can do at home with your family.
And those parks are officially closed now.
Yes. Like I said, we're in the process of putting up some signs now. I know other Halton Region municipalities are doing the same thing as well. We're trying to stem that tide as much as possible, and getting the information out. And it's the basics. It's wash your hands, stay indoors. If you feel sick, self-isolate. If you have any severe symptoms, call 911 immediately. That's the 4 basic items, and that's what everybody should be adhering to.
And you mentioned the provincial state of emergency. As you know, the city of Burlington has also declared a state of emergency. Is Milton considering doing the same?
Well, our crisis management team, which is made up of our CAO in concert with senior staff, our region public health department as well, they meet on a daily basis, maybe multiple times a day, to discuss these things. So I know nothing is off the table. Nothing official has been declared if we're going to be doing anything with a state of emergency, but I can say that everything is on the table. All considerations are being looked at. Obviously, we're going to look at the number of contaminations, how we here in Halton are doing with our infections, and doing other and making sure that we do our best to urge people to follow the basic steps of what we need to have done to make sure that we, hopefully in the summertime, can all get together and have one giant group hug.
That sounds great, doesn't it? Thank you so much for your time today. I hope that we can have you on again soon.
Absolutely, anytime.